like this for me, because I'm from Melbourne, and we are so lucky here in Melbourne for the culture that we have for our community. Obviously, you know, we still work very hard, but when I auditioned to do Big Brother, I went on the show as a gay man, openly, and I have people all around Australia say to me, you know, you're very brave to be a gay man on national television. And I was like, brave to be a gay man on national television? I'm like, being gay is fabulous, it's fun, and I'm so lucky that I live in this bubble. And I thought to myself, well, maybe it was my mother, like maybe it was my mum that made it okay for me to be gay. And then I thought maybe it was the friends that I had at school or the friends that I still have now that has made it okay for me to be gay. But in actual fact, it's Melbourne, and it's stuff like what we're standing here for today, Melbourne Pride March. You know, it's amazing that we live in this community that we've worked so hard to be a part of, and I thank everyone. People like us should put our hands together, I guess, for that. Anyways, we're going to start off with, well, Matt, should I introduce you first? Where are you, Matt? Can I go for Brock? We're going to go for Brock. We're changing the order. So Brock McLean. Brock was first round selection in 2003, National AFL Draft, debuting for Melbourne Football Club in 2004, before transferring to the Carlton Football Club. For the GLBTI community, his greatest debut was walking along the Yarra Valley footballer Jason Ball and Richmond's Daniel Jackson in the leading Pride March 2013. After taking part in Pride March, Brock became the second Australian and first AFL player to become an Athlete Alley ambassador. For those of you who aren't aware of Athlete Alley, it's a non-for-profit organisation focused on the ending of homophobia and transphobia in sports by educating allies in the athletic community and empowering them to take a stand. An Athlete Alley is someone... I'm going to stand over here awkwardly.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, so firstly, my experience last year in the Pride March was something I'll never forget. I got to march alongside Jason, who I've become really good friends with. I brought my sister down for the first time, who was my main reason, becoming an Athlete Ally and going down to the Pride March, and she marched with her part.
Thank you, Benjamin. Before we begin proceedings, I'd like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. It is upon these ancestral lands that our official launch is conducted tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge the members of the GLBTI community, and most importantly for our community, he's the Shadow Minister assisting the Leader of the Opposition on it. I'll let you go over and see Shane for light refreshments, and then join us across at the GH for $5 nachos and even more drinks. It will be fantastic. Did you like that one, Mark Robinson? I saw you before. Yeah, absolutely, fantastic. For the GLBTI community, this is going to be a big year. Major events include the 3rd Asia Out Games in Darwin from the 10th of May to the 16th. We also have AIDS 2014, the 20th Annual AIDS Conference being held in Melbourne from 20th of July to the 25th. And of course the Bingham Cup, which is a rugby cup in Sydney from the 24th to the 31st. Not to mention that only last Sunday, Carnival kicked off Midsummer, of which Pride March is a premiere as well as the closing event of the festival. So what is happening for this year's march? In its 19th year, the march continues to evolve. For the first time this year, we will have an official pre-march brunch that will be held at Mavis Brown's at the Urban Hotel on Fitzroy Street. So make sure you go over to our bar over there and sign up for this fundraiser either tonight or by visiting our website. It got annoying, didn't it? Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Brian. Secondly, thanks to the Adina Hotel, who will be conducting our pre-march speeches from one of their first floor balconies. Broadcast by Joy's 94.9, our official speeches will be broadcast to our marchers at Assembly throughout the state, the nation and the world. Absolutely. Dykes on Bikes have mixed things up this year, and they're going to be revving up the crowd by going up Fitzroy Street and then turning around at the corner of Lakeside Drive and Fitzroy Street. For the second year, our official after party will be at the GH Hotel across the road. Open from 4 p.m, the night promises. Despite what was assumed by some, we never stopped people from arranging their own party and celebration at the conclusion of the march. Our decision was not easy, and I know it has not impressed some who may be here tonight. However, it was the right and prudent decision for an organisation still paying for our 2012 washout. Tonight, I can announce that last Friday, the City of Port Phillip kindly waived our remaining $5,500 traffic management debt that was a hangover from 2012. On behalf of the board and our community, I thank the Council for making this possible and for the first time in 2 years, allowing our organisation to be debt-free. I'm also delighted to announce that thanks to the City of Port Phillip and the St Kilda Tourism Association in Catani Gardens, we will have a small bar and stage down in the gardens for you to enjoy after you've marched down Fitzroy Street. I would like to thank all the businesses located on Fitzroy Street who have supported us through their Traders Association.